to the backcourt. This is pretty much, thus far, I call it my magnum opus because it's a sports autobiography. It's 346 pages long. It's a legacy piece. It's about Delano Price, my father, and Hoagie Simmons. They started out in the 60s. They were two ballyhooed high school basketball players. They won a state championship. Um, they became inseparable in their bond. They were all Americans, and then they took, kind of like divergent paths. Um, uh, my uncle, what I call him, my uncle Hoagie Simmons, he went on to college and became a junior college All-American. Then he went to Texas A&I. He broke all these records that still stand. 22 of them still stand to this day. But he was a 5'7" point guard with a 6'9" wingspan and a 45-inch vertical. So he was just way ahead of his time. And then my father, Delano Price, was the sharpshooter, set records as well. He went to junior college. Him and my mother, which were high school sweethearts, they got pregnant when my father, I believe, was a sophomore. And so he came home and he took care of his responsibilities. He started a family. He became an educational and cultural icon within the city. And on the other side, once Hoagie Simmons didn't make it to the pros for, some reasons that, he kind of went into the street life. And no matter what, their divergent paths, they remained rooted in their bond, and they became legends in the city because they played against the best high school, college, and professional basketball players to ever come out of Tucson, Arizona. And so that's where the story really builds. It masquerades, but simultaneously is a basketball book, but it's much deeper because it has a lot of social commentary. Because you're talking about the timeline, it's like the lifetime of these two men. So within that time, I explore the Great Migration, the crack epidemic, gang propaganda was really proliferated by the media in the 90s, the prison industrial complex, and just these anecdotes throughout this timeline from these two men, how they experienced them and how they were deeply involved in both. The book has since become a bestseller, and now I'm looking to branch off into, or we're actually in a studio creating a soundtrack and a documentary for the book. The soundtrack is with two hip hop luminaries here in Tucson, Arizona, in the West Coast region, one being Cash Lansky and the other being Tommy Will. And I'm even featured on the soundtrack with a spoken word piece.